of the blood right, but those are things the QoP can dance around. It's not instantaneous control. That's something Fnatic can abuse spectacularly in the QoP before, so it does tie into the draft. It plays well with the Drow and the Aura. It plays with the pacing of Fnatic. Solid closer. New Esports, that Void Spirit would have been perfect. The Storm Spirit still works here. Mid lane matchup though against QoP can be iffy. Really depends on how the QoP plays positioning, so gonna be interesting to see how that unfolds. New Esports is gonna have to try to stitch it around. I think a Storm is still nice. The Drow, it's an issue of timing, right? You've got Storm Lifestealer, which can bomb, but Storm Lifestealer and
okay, they're gonna go for the Zeus, which is pretty interesting. Obviously, I kind of look towards that mid lane right now with the Zeus versus QoP matchup. And I think DDZ might have a bit of a challenging time if he gets caught out too many times by that Shadow Strike. Could work the other way, of course. Moon could struggle quite a bit up against the Zeus, who does pump out a lot of magic damage. But overall, when I look at this draft of New Esports, I'm still asking the question, how are you going to deal with this Drow Ranger in the team fight? I just don't see it.
I think the way to deal with it is Bloodseeker plus Zeus, actually. Like, we talked about this, we were theory crafting this for a while, right? Like the Bloodseeker magic amp with Zeus.
Right. It's
actually coming out here. So New Esports, they don't have the combo with the Spectre, they don't have the combo with the Nature's Prophet.
Right.
But you do still have that Zeus Bloodseeker. So there's a lot of magic damage. The Drow Ranger Raven here has to be really cautious. He's super squishy. They're going to need a pipe up on someone fast if they want to tank through it. I'm expecting Ice Ice to opt for a fast pipe build-up here, just because of all the magic damage New Esport has. We'll see if it pays off. There's a reason why we haven't seen this combo, despite the buffs Bloodseeker got. Zeus Bloodseeker, I like it on paper. They need to make it work beyond the theory.
See how it all pans out. This is game one of the whole tournament, John, for SCA, and should be a bit of a fun one here. Of course, for anyone that wasn't aware, Fnatic has changed around a player or two. But AU there as their position 5 now, as Jabs has left, and of course 21 Sav say is just yeah, he's also gone, but that was during ESL 1 Thailand. Now we have Raven in his place, so it is a different Fnatic squad. On the brighter side of things for Fnatic, Ice is also back into the roster. He had a small break, but he's here now. So I'm very, very curious to see what kind of performance Fnatic boys can put on.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see just how much of a factor AO swapping in is going to play. We've seen, you know, single roster movements really shake up a team. Jabs was, of course, kind of in their captain's role as well, so to see how that dynamic changed, especially with the two supports. Like, we saw DJ and Jabs be a spectacular duo. They're going to have to work that chemistry out now. Of course, in history, AO was part of TNC before. He's got the experience. It's not the experience I'm worried about. It's the synergy. We'll see if that pays off here.
Find out. This Raven's going to be down at the bot lane by himself for now. There's going to be a bit of an aggressive tri-lane start here for New Esports, and the same is happening for Fnatic. Seeing if they can find an early first blood attempt. In fact, they've got 4 heroes up here from Fnatic. DJ going to be waiting there on the Tiny. If he can get a toss back into his team. Looks like Yamate probably is not going to bother going for the banner rune, as he is completely alone. There's absolutely no point in him trying. And so there should
It's Barry and Loon. So you've got this duo. The Bloodseeker plus Rubik is potent. Like, you start with a Fade Bolt. You could start with Telekinesis if you wanted to work with a Blood Right. So there's the sustain the Bloodseeker brings. There's the combination with the control. You have to be very cautious about your spacing here if you are Fnatic.
Now Raven's already just going to be able to easily dodge the Blood Right for now, but the idea behind the Bloodseeker offlane, of course, is you generally want to push the creep wave in for the first wave and try to get the creep waves to bounce back towards your own tower using that Blood Right. That way you can get a nice XP advantage and be able to just try and dominate the lane with that extra level that you do have. So we'll have a look at the other lanes. Of course, mid lane, DDZ and Moon going to be up against each other. Moon not really struggling whatsoever quite yet, but neither is DDZ. Both are just having a swell old time hitting creeps. Looks like Moon has actually pushed his own creep wave into the opposing tier 1 tower for now, but of course it is just going to be able to bounce back his way in probably about 30 seconds.
Yeah, and the skill build for DDZ here is super safe. He went with Arc Lightning with a level in the static field. No offensive plays with the Lightning Bolt. So he's just going to focus on shoving his wave back, doing some chip damage on Moon, and forcing some early regen. Again, the first power rune is going to be important for both of these heroes. We'll see if they do invest in the support rotations out. You do see the supports are tied up. Like, you look at top lane, Ice and DJ on the Veno and the Tiny, trying to apply that pressure on Yamate and Mosin. And they're just doing Venomancer things. They're pulling the wave back. They're forcing Mosin to try and contest. They're making it harder for Yamate to find last hits. And if this dual lane is allowed to do this, then they're going to find the EXP they need to do that early damage.
DJ. He chased down. Open wound's going to be out from Yamate. Ice going to be there to try and help out. And DJ, he'll be fine. We'll just lose a lot of his HP pool, but he will just eat a tango and be just right. Not going to leave the lane anytime soon, but Yamate is having a great old time with this lifestealer. And I guess it's the beauty of this hero into that pos 3 Venomancers. You just don't really tend to care about all the DPS over time that this Veno can have with Poison Sting. Tend to rage it off. It's not really a problem.
Yeah, he's sustaining himself well. It's going to be keen to see how they build up. It doesn't look like we're going to see the Midas play, so it's going to be a straightforward armlet build up for Yamate, looking for that early aggression. Shoving out the wave like this also gives some time for Mosin to get some EXP, although...
Bot lane. First blood has been achieved, apparently. Barry able to get it on the Rubik, and mid lane even. DDC was falling very, very low, just taking out a small camp. But AU is going to be the first blood going down. Barry on the Rubik to pick it up.
Yeah, and it's that potent combo of this dual lane that we talked about. Like, you've got the Rubik with lift, you just lift into the Blood Right, that's a ton of damage. Follow up with a Fade Ball, and it's even more.
He's gone top lane. DJ going to be able to walk his way around Yamate, and oh, it's a 1-to-1 now. So both position 5s losing their lives early on. Apart from that, everyone else is just farming pretty damn good. I can't really see anyone struggling on the map quite yet.
And that's the biggest takeaway for both teams. You're fine with trading your pos 5s like this because it's giving your pos 1 space. That mirror sort of kills are really fine for either side. No one's too unhappy, no one's too phased by it. That did give some time for the supports to go out in the rune spots. Barry does grab the arcane, so neither mid finding that. I don't believe we do have an early bottle up, but we're not going to have those refills. Ice.
Now going to be attacked up by Yamate. DJ is going to be there to try and help, but Yamate does rage up and just continues chasing down Ice. Eventually getting the kill. Now Mosin trying to get himself out of there, but DJ continuing the chase still does get the kill. And Yamate, oh, just continue harassing him out. He will not be able to kill the Tiny, but it won't matter. He already got the Venomancer and even bot lane. AU going down once again to Barry.
Yeah, this is not good news for Fnatic. They lose their offlaner and their support once more. The early momentum New Esports wants to get out with these heroes. You know, Lifestealer wants to snowball, Bloodseeker wants to snowball. It's building up. It's not too bad yet. It's a slight 1k lead, but you don't want to bleed out this hard. Heroes can come online a bit faster. They can start applying pressure early, and you're seeing the effects of that Lifestealer. That matchup against Ice, it's fantastic, his rage. But there's also a huge move speed advantage Yamate has. He moves at 370. He's got an Orb of Venom. If you close that gap, get one right click off, you're not running away from this Lifestealer.
I actually didn't realize that's how big the disparity was between the two, but Ice 325 movement speed in comparison to the 370 of Yamate. Kind of insane. Ice will have to watch himself as Mosin is there, ready to go whenever. Gonna wait it out for now. They have vision on Ice, but they aren't looking to make the play quite yet. Still mid lane, DJ. Gonna have a run through between the Tier 1 and Tier 2 mid tower, but he will not spot out DDZ on the Zeus. Gonna wait for a little bit, but there's probably no point in being here, so it looks like he'll just go and try and secure that top power rune, which Moon is already able to take. In fact, he'll give DJ the bottle.
It's that beautiful Warden play to watch that movement out, and of course you've already got DDZ. He's been farming those camps for a while as a Zeus, farming efficiently, so he had a rough time in lane, but he's ahead in last hits because of that. 45-1, a good spot for Zeus to be in. Of course the ramp up to Ags is going to be important, and I think they're really just waiting for perhaps their Bloodseeker to be up at 6. Once you've got that Rupture on, you can make a lot more aggressive plays around the map.
Moon's looking to make an aggressive play right now into DDZ, but some nice posturing there from our Zeus, just hiding in the tree line. Does also have Barry right behind him. They've got Ice coming in though. The Venomancer scouting out that tree line with the Venowards, and very dangerous predicament here for DDZ and Barry. I suppose on the positive, you can just arc lightning and push the wave out, but DJ threatening lives. Bloodright gonna be out. They do lift up the Tiny. DJ gonna go for the TB, but it will be cancelled off by Mosen. Well, they'll give up the push attempt on that T1 mid tower, though it is very low now.
Yeah, this is a early rotation out to take this key objective, but this is 7.5 minutes in. It's already at 170 HP, so New Esports, they're going to have to keep that healthy. It's not in deny range as well. The one boon they're getting is that Yamate's got free space to farm. Our Life Sealer that was already big is getting to a faster point. Armlet's going to be up at around the 10-minute mark, maybe 11 if it goes a bit later, but you're going to see a very early active Life Sealer up and running. Imagine that with a Bloodseeker once you have Rupture. Running down at you with the Infest Bomb, that's not something you want to deal with early if you're Fnatic.
That's very true. Especially if you lose this mid-tier 1 tower, it's going to open up more farming spots for Fnatic and just open up the map in general, which should allow Moon to start setting a tempo for his team. But, well, if you can get that armlet up in time for Yamate, you should be able to fight back. Still, Ice is trying to make it as hard as humanly possible, but again, on the Veno, there's just not much he can do. They're going to just try and commit to pushing down this tier 1 top tower instead. And Raven now joining them on the Drow Ranger. I don't believe New Esports will attempt to try and defend. I'm sure they'll just go for the trade down to the bot tier 1, and yeah, Yamate, he'll go for the TP down bot. They'll just start trading towers.
Yeah, it's not the biggest tower to lose, that top one. You're dragging out the safe lane carry as well, so he's not really farming up as efficient. Raven not up there in last hits. Definitely a big divide between him and Yamate. So New Esports, they've got that 2k lead. They're looking to, again, apply that pressure bot. You're not really seeing a defense opportunity here for Fnatic, so it's going to be a straight-up trade. Ice is moving down, though.
They want to try. Rupture going to be out from Candy. He has the Veil. And Ice is going to take a lot of damage already as they get the Thunder God's Wrath in and they take him out. Now DDZ chasing down AU, gets the double kill, but a great Sonic Wave out from Moon. And now DJ in on the Tiny, but he's also gone Moon. Oh, the Bloodright.
Oh, Yamate!
Oh,
the knife!
Yamate, why?
Just to make sure, Mike, you know, you make sure you don't lose anyone. They don't drop anyone, to Yamate's credit. They get 4 kills. And that rotation out, it looks so good. Right out of nowhere, you see DJ and Moon come in, but the burst damage wasn't enough. Yamate, he infested in, they got enough damage off. This is the power of New Esports Draft. It comes online in a snap. Right, that early Veil from Candy, it just means they can fight so much faster. You don't need your Zeus to have one. He's going to have his damage amped up. This is all without Blood Rage up and running as well. Once you've got the...
Successful team fight for New Esports, and I just kind of wonder why Fnatic even bothered trying to defend that tier 1 bot tower. They'd already gotten the tier 1 top at that point, and well, they tried, but it was definitely far from successful. Put Raven just a little bit further behind now in the Drow. this is really not what you want when you're up against this lifestealer. Like, we were talking about the fact that they don't really have a way to close the gap on the drought. But if you're going to give them this much of an advantage this early on, I don't think it's going to be a problem.
Oh yeah, and it's the tricky part for Fnatic is that was also kind of them trying to flex a power spike, right? Like Moon had his Sonic Wave ready to go for a long time since hitting 6. He just never managed to find a rotation, so they felt pressured to find a kill, to find an exchange to snowball out. I mean, even DJ on Tiny, beyond those kills up top, we haven't seen rotations mid turn out too successfully. We haven't seen pickoff, so it's been a lot slower for Fnatic than they'd like. Esports keep up that pressure. They are smoked up.
They know Ice is around that dire jungle somewhere, and with that Fortune's End to fly out, it should mean his death. Candy Loon will just commit the Rupture with the Blood Rite, of course, and didn't even get the Veil off in time. Just killed him.
Yeah,
Fnatic, they just can't respond.
It's a scary spot. Ice is the key hero too, because he's the guy who's going to build a pipe. So he's got his Head of Defiance up. It is closer than it was before into the pipe, but every second it's gone.
Keep you safe.
Bit of a sad occurrence down to that mid lane, John. Just 3 heroes from Fnatic, and they're the ones backing off. Yamate the only one in that mid lane. They just don't really seem very confident right now to even risk trying for the lifestealer, and of course Yamate would easily be able to get away with that infest, but now with 5 heroes here, maybe it's time to have a crack at this. Up to DJ to get that nice initiation off on the Tiny. You throw a scan out, but it does not catch anyone. Try and loop around through the dire jungle. Seems that New Esports are aware something is awry here, and they're just waiting behind that tree line. Yamate will just deny the T1 mid tower, but now they run into him. Still, Rage does come out in time now with the Blood Rite. DJ going down so darn quickly, and they get absolutely 0 out of that Fnatic.
They don't get the tower gold, they don't find a kill, they use the smoke for that. Again, they feel pressure to find kills. Like, they need to make something happen with a Quap, they need to make something happen with DJ Tiny, but they're not. They're feeding some advantage here to New Esports. It's a 5k lead now. We're at 2-10 at the 13.5-minute mark. You can just see how confident New Esports is. They know the movements of Fnatic. They've read their smokes out really well. So they're not giving too much breathing room out here to Fnatic. And Fnatic, they've got to find some answers. They need to get these smoke ganks working. DJ is saving up for a blink in the Tiny. That's going to help out, especially when Moon jumps in. But it's still a long ways off. This is a support Tiny. They're trying to give him space. It's not going to be as fast as you'd want it to be. Raven as well, for his part, level 9, is saving up for his Yasha. We'll see how he itemizes beyond that. Perhaps looking for the Manta here to get in a better spot stats-wise. Could go with the SNY as well. The timings of this Drow is just not as nice as the Lifestealer compared to Yamate. The Yamate's 11, 2 levels ahead of Raven. He's in a fantastic spot. He's going to have his Heaven's Halberd up soonish. And once you can get the disarm off onto the Drow, she does no damage.
Not only that, but just defensively, the Heaven's Halberd's going to be pretty darn nice. It's going to be a real problem here for Raven on this Drow Ranger. You don't have that tempo setter anymore for Fnatic. Like, Moon did not... He didn't get the start he wanted on that Quap. He didn't get a couple kills and start rotating across the map and finding even more. He just couldn't quite get there. Trying to chase down DDZ too long, and now they're just trying to play the split push game. But there is a big smoke out from New Esports. Reinvade that Radiant Triangle, and then they'll run into AU, who actually does scout him out, because AU is just guaranteed to die here to Yamate. He'll try and buy time, but the Rage is going to be there, and the Purifying Flame's going to take him out by Mosin. They will not be able to commit to the T1 tower push, though, as Moon has ensured the creep wave is pushed out.
Yeah, and that's the one positive right now for Fnatic. Like, despite these kills coming out for New Esports, they haven't progressed in objectives. Mid-tier 1 for Fnatic, still very healthy. Top-tier 1 as well in a really good spot. So there's no way to advance map control for New Esports, despite the 6k lead. That's something they'll look to fix. They spot Moon, though.
He'll be alright. Get the TP off in time.
The Radiant
You've got DJ now, at least he does have the Blink Dagger coming out on the Tiny. So now there's a decent way to close the gap and get some nice tosses off here for DJ. We haven't really seen any kind of good initiation as of yet from this Tiny, but at this point he should be able to find some decent ones as they are going to run into DDZ. Barry will just steal the Scream of Pain away. Moon, gonna be cautious. He gets lifted up. The silence not gonna be there in time. Barry almost going down to the avalanche toss of DJ. And that'll be your blink reveal out from Fnatic. They are unable to get anything out of it. It's like both teams just stare each other down in that mid lane.
Yeah, this is going to be a bit tricky now. New Esports is going to reveal another item of their own relatively soon. They've got that Ags on DDZ, so they can just go ahead and find this rotation once more with the global presence of the Zeus.
There it is. Nimbus is dropped. Was on Moon. Avalanche is there onto Yamate. Swap out onto DJ, but he is definitely just dead. Trying to slow them down, but Rupture is going to catch out onto Raven? No. Where was the Rupture? AU goes down.
It's on Raven.
It was on
just
Raven.
kind of stuck there. Yeah. So
Still a 2 for nothing
really
trade.
dive. Still a better trade for New Esports, of course. Fnatic, their one boon here is that they're only losing supports. Their cores aren't being picked off. You're still somewhat keeping up in farm. It's not a good look. You look at Ice 5.8k net worth compared to... Again, compared to Candy, it's 7.3. There's just not enough to keep up. That pipe we've been talking about for Ice, he does have the gold, or he's very close to it. Hasn't committed, but they're going to need that pipe up soon. They're going to need to find a way to make these group up works, because right now, New Esports is just really controlling how these fights break out and where the action happens on the map.
Got that Heaven's Halberd now up on Yamate to boot. Gonna be feeling even more confident now to fight into Fnatic. Thunder God's Wrath actually going to kill off Moon. DDZ. That was a solo pick off in our Quap. And DJ going to be cautious. He does blink away in time. Looks like the name of the game here for Fnatic is just continue buying time for Raven. We have seen New Esports continuously trying to push that mid lane in, but it has constantly been defended.
Yeah, it's been pretty good in that sense for the hold of Fnatic. What they really expect from the Drow, I'm not entirely certain. They're going for the SNY buildup, which is nice, but there's a 9k lead now from New Esports. Even if you get that SNY up on Raven, that alone in the Drow is not enough. There are several other things that need to come out. The BKB on Moon is going to be pivotal as well. We need to see the pipe in play from Ice, so they've got it. They can try to go for a group up. There's so much risk right now. Candy, he's at level 11 in the Bloodseeker, so he finally has a level in Blood Rage. Imagine that in the Zeus and the damage that brings.
It'll be fun. Yamate again gonna start pushing in that mid wave. And again, Fnatic are gonna be there to defend. Ice. He'll TP in and start getting those Plague Wards down. He's buying a lot of time here for Raven. Slowly making his way to that SNY. You start to wonder for New Esports, like, do you even bother hanging around this mid lane any longer? It doesn't seem like they're going to be able to commit to that tower unless they do get a pick-off or two. I don't see a smoke yet, but perhaps now we will. We do. Harry, he does pop one. Wrapped through to that Radiant Triangle once again.
Ooh, great scans.
20-minute banner coming up as well, John. DJ going to break the smoke of Yamate, so he'll try and rush up, but they are going to avoid everything. Some great game sense out from DJ. Great positioning. While they can't get the bounty runes, at least they do avoid having to take another team fight.
Yeah, and they're drawing lines now from Fnatic. Looks like they want to make a move of their own. They've got the smoke out. So this is when they show that pipe. This is when they show these pickups they've saved up for.
But are we smoking towards the enemy? They're going into the dire side triangle, but I think it's fairly obvious nobody's going to be there from New Esports, as you just saw them run towards that top lane. Perhaps hoping to catch out DDZ or Yamate in that triangle by themselves, but they are not there. They are sticking as a team for now, so Fnatic, they might think about the Roshan play. Raven's going to come in, so will Moon, and they're going to get started. This is not going to be the easiest Roshan, and it is going to be fairly dangerous, as I believe New Esports should be well aware this is going to be happening.
Oh yeah, they had a ward spotting. There's the God's
That's a lot of
Thunder God's
damage.
Wrath as well. Whew, it's just gonna get worse. They're not amped up and they might find stuff here.
Yeah, Ice, he's been ruptured up with the Veil out, and he's just definitely dead. He will bite back. They're going to take the team fight. They'll go after DDZ, but it's just Moon. DJ right
my
behind
God.
him. They've got to be careful. It's just a lot of damage out from DDZ right now. Meanwhile, Yamate's still going. We'll go for the Infest on a creep. And that was Yamate versing about 3 to 4 people and just not dying. AU now going for the swamp, a great Sonic Wave out, but it's just not enough damage. DDZ is still alive thanks to that false promise, but now DJ jumps in and does kill off Mosen. There goes DDZ on Jesus. Yamate, he's just going to fight the whole team by himself, and it looks like they're going to back off. They don't want to deal with him, so Yamate, he'll take DJ's life. Now Moon jumps back in, but Barry gets a scream off. Gale out on Yamate, slowed him down, but this Bloodseeker is going to run fast. There's your buyback from DDZ, throwing the Nimbus down onto Moon. Now after Raven, the Yules is going to be there in time, so Yamate should be able to get this Shroud Ranger, and they are. Oh, another disastrous fight for Fnatic. That is not what they wanted.
Oh, definitely not. The stalling tactics from New Esports just works out excellently. Like, even if you lost your Zeus, even if you lost your Oracle, it bought enough time to get that damage flying out. The pipe from Ice, it's not mattering too much. Their positioning isn't able to maximize that shield. And Fnatic, they find themselves at the 12k disadvantage. So the fight's not working out. They only found a couple of kills. They forced a buyback from the Zeus, which is great. But that Roche they were gunning for earlier, they're not in the position to contest it anytime soon. They've got that SNY and Raven. They forced that fight without it. They've got it now in their Drow. I don't think that's enough. It's definitely not enough. They need a lot more. They need that BKB on Moon. That's the big one. So you have at least one core who won't get controlled up, who won't get bursted down. But before that point, like, if you're just depending on the pipe, it's not enough from Ice.
Oh, DJ. Can he get the blink off? He can. And that last Roshan fight did just seem very, very desperate from this Radiant side. They'll leave it for now and just go back to farming, as they do need to start working towards that Hurricane Pike and BKB on Raven now. Gonna have to really have those defensive items up, as Yamate is getting close to an Abyssal Blade. And once that Abyssal's up, Raven won't really be able to run away too easily, until at the very least he has the 4-star. Which, in all honesty, it looks like Yamate is going to have that Abyssal before he does even have the 4-star up. And speaking of Yamate, John, he's pretending to be a range creep right now. Ice hasn't noticed, so now Yamate just going to jump in with the open wounds. He'll go for the TP, but he does get bashed up by Yamate. Oh, I love the cheeky play out from this lifestealer. And of all people, yeah, Ice, you've got to tip him. That's an Ice play if I've ever seen one.
Oh yeah, New Esports, man, they're just surprising us. Like, again, we haven't seen Lance and DDZ too much in this tier, but they're showing up today. Fantastic play so far. 13k lead. They just have control. Like, they might not be progressing in objectives, they are going for that tier 1 mid. So this is an important one. If they can fully commit to this, take it out, it gives them a clearer path towards Roche, a clearer path towards taking control in the jungle, the Radiant jungle, which we haven't seen them really plant wards in. So that will open up the map for more aggression from the esports side.
It definitely will. And what else is going to open up more aggression, John? This Roshan play. Yamate going to go straight for that Aegis now. He's just about less than 1k gold away from having that full Abyssal Blade up, and in fact they're going to leave the Roshan, go back for the Bounty Rune, and perhaps go back for the Roshan. Yamate, do you want to bother?
Oh no. It's the same story. You know, last time we missed the kill on Moon, he was split pushing bot lane. DDZ was around. His damage is just insane. They find all the bounty runes. They're gonna find Roche. Fnatic, they're just bleeding out hero by hero here.
Problematic. That Roshan is still happening. Yamate just getting it done by himself. Candy Luna will jump in and try to help out. There's only escalating here for Neon Esports. Excuse me, not Neon, New Esports. Neon will be on later on. AU gonna try for the swap, but no, he will not be able to get it. Yamate does get the Aegis, and now AU gonna go down. DDZ once again able to find another kill on the Zeus, and he's just been doing a fantastic job.
And it's all just bad news for Fnatic. Excellent news for new esports. You know, the Abyssal that you talked about, it's up. It's there. So no matter what you have here from Raven, from even Moon, you're not going to stop a Abyssal life steal. He's just going to run up. He's got 2 lives now as well. 16k lead on new esports up against Fnatic. And we talked about, you know, the roster shakeups maybe playing a factor here. It feels like Fnatic got caught a bit off guard, right? They've got the comfort picks of Veno, they've got the Brow, they've got Moon's Quap. These are heroes they all excel at, and it's just not showing up. I think new esports, they throw a left fielder here, right? Bloodseeker Zeus. I mean, it's working out fantastically, and I mean, we haven't even seen the combo with Blood Rage. I want to see it. I want to see them give DDZ the Blood Rage, have him nuke someone from long range. Just do it.
Oh, Barry, he's got an infested lifestealer right now. So Barry's gonna be the initiation here for New. He's got a blink dagger, John. He could theoretically just blink in if that's what he wants to do. Barry, are you gonna do it? We saw Yamate with the range creep play before. This is a little bit different, but I guess it's similar.
Oh?
And yeah, he'll just blink in. Oh, all right, AU. Gonna go down.
Oh, man.
It's just not much they can do about it.
Oh, I love this from new esports. Like, their playstyle right now, it's like a well-coordinated pub, right? Like, it's just really pub-made heroes run at you, force these fights out. It's like your core yelling at you to let your life stealer in, you know, and just running around. It's working out. Like right now, Fnatic though, they're trying to split push the bot lane again. You've got DJ clearing that wave out, but you can see the clump up from new esports. They're just applying pressure on the opposite side. There's no room for Fnatic to farm safely, although Mazin melts.
He does. Luckily for him, he can heal himself up, so he'll be just fine. They are still taking that middle tier 2 tower. Yamate just happy to be able to auto attack it down, and would you believe it, John? Yamate now has a paladin sword to take. Oh, look,
of course.
Look at that. Who would have guessed that was going to happen?
As is tradition, now we just need to wait for Fnatic to pick up a repair kit. Then that's exactly what we want as casters to see every single time, and that is going to happen.
Don't take it too far, John. No repair kits, please. We have 8 games today, John. I don't think we can afford to have repair kits in the game.
Oh, it's still... The BKB is up for Moon, so that's Fnatic's cue to smoke up. This is their first smoke in a while. It has to be successful.
Barry's infested again, John. He's going to blink in with the lift up, and that is Ice gone. DDZ, the one to take the kill there with the Nimbus. Now bot lane, who have they got there? It is going to be the Oracle. So 1-for-1 trade, but that is still your pos 3 for a pos 5. Still definitely a positive trade out for New, but well, you just see how much more valuable the position 5 was on New Esports. They gave about 500 gold away to Fnatic.
Yeah, and at this point, again, you take what you can get if you're Fnatic. You do lose a tier 2 for that effort, though. Top tier 2 gone, mid tier 2 was already gone a while ago, so 1 outer tower left for Fnatic. The map is starting to shrink, and this is the lineup we expected to force these towers out earlier. So not a good look. Fnatic gonna have to try to find a way back in again. They've still got Moon's fresh BKB. They gotta make use of it.
Barry's been infested. Take the outpost. Be Candy Loon taking care of that one. Barry, meanwhile, going through to that mid lane, getting the lift off onto Moon, and that is a huge pick-off. They can get it, and they can, and now AU trying to come in for a swap attempt. He does get 4-staffed out.
Oh boy.
I think for Fnatic right now, the only play they can really afford to make is just defending high ground. 20k behind, it's just way too far.
Oh man, and it's just set to get worse. You've got the Bloodstone out in DDZ, so he can just... Oh no. He's not going to have mana issues. He's going to be able to sustain.
Into the tier 4 towers. This could be it. He does still have the Aegis available on that life stealer. False Promise going to save him, but a great swap in from AU. Yamate gets the Abyssal off. Another swap in onto Yamate. He still has the Aegis. They'll take out one life, but now AU might go down, and he does. They do also get Ice. Back with the silence. DJ jumping in with an avalanche, but won't be able to get the toss. 2 buybacks expended from Fnatic, and that is going to be it for New Esports. They do back off.
That was on the edge for New Esports. Yamate, on his death, had about 3 seconds on that Aegis. Like that, that second life from the Oracle might have turned out to be really bad if it came any second later. So on the edge, they make it work. They force a couple buybacks, maintain control in the triangle. So New Esports, they don't feel daunted. They're looking to go again. Barry.
Yeah, they saw Ice. It's an easy kill on Ice. It's obviously his job to try and just push out that mid wave, and in fact, I believe he was actually baiting for his team, John, but they couldn't make it in time to help him. That is a very, very upsetting kind of bait to have. Fnatic, they're still going to try and loop around through that mid lane, but they're not going to find anyone.
No, and it gets difficult now. That's a dieback on Ice. He's gone for a full minute. And you can see New Esports, they're just pressuring these lanes in. They don't have a Roche to take. They don't have anything else to do. So they're just going to shut this map down, and Fnatic, they're not finding that space to farm. They're going to have to defend these tier 3s as the siege does begin once more.
Yeah, they definitely are going to have to defend. That tier 3 tower not going to last very long at this rate. DJ looking for another attempt to get a toss back. Rupture is going to be thrown out onto Moon, but he'll just blink away. Thunder God's Wrath now out. They are trying for Barry on the Rubik, but he'll be fine as AU going to be chased down and does end up going down.
Radiant's top barracks are under siege.
Back towards that Rax. They just can't be stopped at the moment. It's a 3v5 situation. Gus will do nothing as Yamate does just press the rage button, and they'll leave with the Rax advantage.
Yeah, just like that. Very clean for New Esports. Fnatic now 29k behind, 6-29, 32 minutes in. There's the Dagons flying out from her Bloodseeker. You know what that means when the Bloodseeker's got Dagon. It's going excellently here. They've got the advantage. They know it. And Fnatic,
he gets a quickening charm as well, by the way, John.
Perfect.
There we
Absolutely
go.
perfect.
In case his cooldowns weren't short enough already, get him a quickening charm. Help him out a bit.
Oh boy. This is gonna be tough for Fnatic. Like, man, I've been talking about Moon's BKB. Mike, can you take a look for me? Tell me how many seconds is left in that BKB. Oh, how many seconds on Moon's BKB? I see 10.
Oh, you don't do Moon like that, John. Don't. The 10-second BKB. It's always a classic, right? When you see the 10-second charge. It's always a little bit upsetting to see, but in all fairness to Moon, John, I can't say that Fnatic has had a good enough team fight where it looked like he could actually use it.
Yeah, it's been 1-by-1. That's the major issue for Fnatic, but I don't really think that's Fnatic playing bad. I think New is just playing so well. Like, they find us a kill once more in DJ. It's just, they're all over the map.
I've never had to follow a Rubik, of all things, throughout this whole game, but there we have it. I mean, I'm just going to keep my eyes on Barry this whole time, apparently. As Yamate continues to just choose him for the Infest target. They still seem to know Moon is around that bot lane. They're just waiting for him to show his face. Yamate will be the first one to show up, and Moon, of course, will... Oh, Thunder God's Wrath comes out. They're looking for a lift. Barry. Nimbus perfectly positioned as well. They have vision. Moon, he has no TP left. I believe he just uses it, so BKB up. No. Barry does take the blink away now. He's just going to wait as Moon does have a DD rune, but Barry going to blink forward. Now DDZ, where are they going? He went north, Moon. But they know Barry is still on the chase. Still, Moon will blink away further north. And I believe they are aware.
Oh my god.
Again, perfect. Moon has no TP to play with, so he is just trying to waste the time of New Esports. He'll blink north again, but Barry blinking right on top of him. Won't realize where he is, but now they will. Moon, he blinks into the Thunder Strike. Oh no.
What? What was that? Like, Moon, a valiant chase, but the game senses from you, man. DDZ, this guy's a radar system. He's just finding him in the jungle, in the fog. Good God, like, Fnatic, they're buying time. I mean, they're buying time, but look at his candy.
Gonna run into DJ with the Blood Riot out. DJ really has no chance of survival here. He does go down. They also get AU. And you know, John, most people, when they saw new esports, you know, in the team lineup, they would have thought this is one of the underdogs of the tournament, and I would have agreed with you. But they are looking absolutely fantastic, John. It's a 31k net worth lead.
It's an insane lead. It's 6-33 as well. Like, I have not seen a game like this in a long time, and I have never seen a game like this from Fnatic in a very long time. So the Roche is being taken now by new esports. They've got the leveled up Bagons. They've got the refresh on DZ. There's the cheese and Aegis on top of it. Fnatic, I don't know what the answer is. The problem is new esports, and I don't know what answers Fnatic has. It has to be pixel perfect play from the side of Fnatic, and it's just so difficult to overcome this kind of gap.
On the brighter side, by the way, John, Moon has now got a 9-second BKB charge. So just to make you a little bit happier, because I know it was triggering you just a little bit.
That was the use in the jungle, you know, in the tree lines. So
I wasn't going to point that part out, John. Picked up from Barry. He's going to be out onto Ice, and he just melts.
It's scary when you can't even stay in that ridge line on your high ground. And vaulting.
He's sending the courier in. Just something needs to get in there. Someone needs to defend the tier 3 tower. Heroes can't do it. Send the donkeys in. They'll get it done.
You know, new esports
again. Barry, Moon, he is melting. Swap out from AEU, but he's going to lose his own life.
It's just being dismantled.
There you go.
And they called.
Yep.
There's the
GG's called. That'll be game 1.
6-35, 34k lead. The new esports with a very spectacular showing in game 1. Fnatic, a bit I can't say a bit. That is a very rocky performance. They had a solid draft. Is it down to the new team composition? Is it down to not